Welcome to the latest episode of the Claus Corner. Today's episode features a return visit from singer and actress and fan favorite, not to mention mine as well, Lexi White. She just released a brand new song November 24th, and she's here to tell us all about that and much, much more. So please welcome back Lexi White to the Claus Corner. So Lexi, I had you on before. You're a great guest. You reached out to me because you released a new song. So last time we left off, let's see, you were very happy in your relationship. There was only one problem because your relationship was going so well, life was going so great, and you said, I got writer's block. I can't think of something to write. So I said, you know what you got to do? The best thing that could ever happen is your boyfriend's just got to cheat on you, at least for a weekend, give you a chance to write a song, maybe even a month, just give you some time, and then get right back into the writing thing. So since I last saw you, what have you been up to?
Well, he cheated, and I wrote that song. So that's the song that just came out.
And what is the name of the song?
It is called Innocent. It is with BRT. BRT made the awesome beat on it, and it's officially signed to Hot Vibes Records. That's also the record deal that Temporary was signed to, which is the song that we talked about last time in March. So that's what Hot Vibes, and it's out now. It's currently at over 130,000 streams in just over a week. So
Wait. I want to get back to that because I have some stats on here. I had to copy and paste because there were so many stats on this song already. So I just made a flippant joke about your boyfriend cheating on you, and so he did, and that's when your muse came calling. Huh? That really did happen.
Literally, that's what happened, and I just think it's so hilarious because we had that whole conversation last time about how you were saying, maybe he should just, tell him to be awful to you, tell him to do this, just so you have some writing inspiration. And as soon as he did that, my mom was like, call up Rich Sear. I was like, yeah. I was like, I should go back on Claus Corner for this. I was like, let me write the song first. But like, yeah. So she was like, this is such a Rich Sear moment. I was like, yeah, it is.
I'm almost proud to say that I was a part of this. I helped inspire.
I jinxed it. I feel like you're the reason that the song is about right now. I think you just cursed the relationship. I think it was your doing.
Maybe your ex-boyfriend was watching. He was like, you know what? Maybe it's not a bad idea.
He did watch it. He did. And he said he would say when Temporary came out, he was like, I think it's kind of upsetting that you're writing songs about other guys and not me. And then we made a TikTok and he said that in the TikTok. And for my first promo video I did for Innocent, I was like, my ex-boyfriend always say that he wanted me to write a song about him, but now that he screwed me over, I did. So
well, I hope you're happy now. Not you. I'm talking to your ex right now.
Oh, no.
You're watching this and I hope you're happy. Because you got the song. You lost the girl, but you got the song.
True. He got what he wanted. Yay!
Yeah. And I do have to say, your mom is the best momager in the world. I love her. She first of all introduced me to your brother Tyler. We'll talk about later in the interview. But then she introduced me to you, and very talented family. And I love the fact that she is so supportive of not only you two, but there's another brother that plays basketball. I know everything about your family, and I never really met any of you in person.
It's all from Facebook.
Yeah, I know it is. And your mother is the best promoter. I love it.
She actually is. And it's a little like intimidating and scary in a way because it's like she doesn't even get paid for it. Like imagine if she was like an actual manager or an actual agent, like she would be getting bank right now.
I know.
And she does it for free.
And she does it for free, and she also has her own career as an actress. So
I know.
But I want to get back to your song because let me see if these facts are correct. It says right now 1.2 million streams. This is for the song Innocent, right? And then
No. 1.2 million streams is my Spotify stats for the whole year of 2023.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go over that anyway. So I want to talk about this for 1.2 million streams. 525.7 thousand listeners, 52.9 thousand hours, and you have been played in 172 countries. Wow.
It's so weird.
And I forgot, you actually have a fan club. What are they called? Lexi's?
Oh, the Sexy Lexis.
Sexy Lexis. I love that.
Sexy Lexi groupies. I don't even know what they call themselves these days. They've kind of died off a little bit, not gonna lie. I haven't heard too much from them in a little bit, but I had fan pages and stuff for a little while, and they would like make edits of me, and it was kind of cool, kind of really cool, and I miss them. I want more edits, so that's crazy. It's really cool though, but
Well,
they have a little.
hopefully this interview will bring back the sexy Lexis. That's my goal this interview. My last interview was for your boyfriend to cheat on you. This goal for this interview is to bring the sexy Lexis back. I like that.
Exactly.
So the name of the song you said is Innocent, right?
Mhm.
And you released it November 24th. And we started to talk about it, but then I interrupted you for a minute. So how many streams has it had so far since November 24th, which right now it's only December 3rd?
Yeah, it's at about 130 something thousand. So
Wow.
it's doing pretty good. But those are the stats as of yesterday because it updates once a day at like night. So I don't even know what it's at right now for today's streams. But it yeah, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. I'm no mathematician, but those numbers sound very good.
Yeah, in my Spotify, I have like 90 something thousand listeners. So it's really cool. It's really exciting. So
Yeah,
I
well,
love
I am very, very happy for you. Question for you. How do you, I mean, I know your mother helps you promote, but how do you get this to the people out there? Like, what do you do? You put the song on Spotify, you release it, downloads. How do you let people know, all right, I'm back in town, I have a new song, I want you to listen to it? That's impressive.
Thanks. I've kind of been promoting on like social media, and so I did like a bunch of TikToks to it, and yeah, I mean the first TikTok I did, I got a really good like uplifting spirit from people that follow me. So that was really cool. And it was just people were just saying like this is fire, you ate that, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I love the female like complimentary like spirit. Like I love it. It's great. So yeah, so did a couple of those promo videos, posted a couple things on like my Instagram story, and then posted like a main picture once it dropped. And like I didn't even realize that you could add songs to the like real post, like a post on
Hmm.
Instagram. So finding that out and seeing my song on there was pretty cool.
That is very, very cool. So you, what do you find is the best for you? Is it TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Where do you get the most hits from? A lot of people say TikTok. I
Yeah,
talk to
TikTok. Yeah.
because I
I
know
have sorry,
no,
sorry.
what I was gonna say was because I want to get my show to where your songs are. I want to get more people to see it, and everybody tells me I'll put little clips on TikTok, and I'm still working on how to do that. Just take little bits of each, like just maybe after the interview's over, maybe you and I could talk. Just we could work on our interview together, and you could sort of show me how to. Because I would love to do that because everybody tells me that TikTok is the way to go. I mean, Facebook
Yes.
is like for old people. Instagram's, people still listen, go on it, but not as much as TikTok, and that's where all the cool kids are hanging out.
All the cool kids are on TikTok, but also like Instagram is kind of just like TikTok, but 6 months later. So like everything that's on TikTok today, you won't see on Instagram Reels until like April-ish.
Uh,
So it's usually like months later that you see the things that from TikTok on Instagram. So at least that's what everyone on TikTok says about Instagram Reels. I don't really use Reels, but
yeah.
maybe I should because apparently a lot of people get a good following from Reels too.
All right.
But TikTok is definitely the way to go. So, and I really like it. I think it's really entertaining. I find I laugh at least like for like maybe like a good 20 whole minutes at just like random TikToks. Like they're just so stupid and so funny that it's just so great. It's so amusing.
And
So,
is it just like Instagram where you can only do a certain amount of time? You can't just put a 4 hour interview on there or a whole album on there. Is it like a certain amount of time, like 30 seconds?
there's a bunch of different options. There's like a 15-second option, a minute option, I think a 2 minute option, and then there's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like exact. Like if you have like the 10-minute like mark on, I guess, like you could do up to like anything, just not over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Which I think
but
is good because unfortunately we're like in an ADD nation where nobody really wants to sit more than 10, 15 minutes. They look at like, oh man, that's 20 minutes. That's too long for me. I've actually had people say that, like, your interviews are too long. I said, you don't have to listen to the whole thing all at once. You can listen to a piece here, a piece there. I think sometimes people just get intimidated. They're like, an hour and a half interview. Oh my God. So
yeah,
unfortunately, that's the world we live in is turned into that. where
Yeah.
people just like little sound bites here and there, a little taste of it, and like, you know what, I like that. I'm gonna check that out.
Right. But no, like on TikTok, I have a good following. And so we talked about this last time actually. I have like 15,000 something followers ish, something around there on TikTok. But that's all from this one video I did of my mom's dresses. And
Oh
so
yeah,
this was almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago in April. So it's about like a year and a half ish now.
yeah.
And so I just tried on her dresses and I said where she wore them to. And then people were like freaking out in the comments and like asking to buy her dresses off me so they could wear them to prom. And a bunch of people like followed me and stuff. And like a bunch of verified people, like people that I'm like fans of that I've already followed, like commented on the TikTok saying you look great. And I started crying because like I love them. So it's just wild. But yeah. So there's that, and that got like 7 million views.
7 million.
So yeah, kind of a lot. But I have not gotten back up to that number, and I don't know what to do because there's some of my videos where they're like top tier, I think. Like I edit them so good. Um, I do like my dad does a TikTok with me every once in a while,
Yeah.
and he's really funny, but don't tell him I said that because then he'll actually think he's funny, and then he won't stop making jokes because G Wiz is definitely a character, but he can't know that he's actually funny.
All right. So anybody who's watching this, do not say a word. This is just
Yeah,
between me, you, and Lexi.
yeah. Don't
Okay.
tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell him, especially.
Well, here's
But
what I think you have to do. I think you have to go back to your mom's closet, raid her closet, put some more clothes on. So next time she goes there, she's like, "Where did all my clothes go? You sold them all. Got like 8 million views on each one."
yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna do that. I did like part two and part three videos for that, and those got a million views too. But like, uh, I, I, I don't know. And I even did one of those to one of my songs that came out then,
Yep.
so that was cool. But and that got a good amount of streams or views on that video, so that was good. But
Yeah.
yeah,
A friend of mine gets free clothes. She doesn't get paid for it, but she puts on stuff on TikTok, and they're like, "I love the way you're looking at. Will you model this for me?" And they give stuff, and she has a baby. Does TikToks with the baby now. They're like giving her baby clothes just to be on TikTok, which is funny.
that's
So she's
fire.
trying to turn it into a monetary thing, make some money off of it. But I'll take the free clothes.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just all about the publicity. It's like, all right, I don't even care about the free clothes. Well, I do care about money. That would be nice, but
Be
just
nice.
getting the
But
name out there. Yes, exactly. You can work yourself up to that point. When you get the people first, then the money comes later.
I mean, but like when you get the people up there, that's what gets you the money because you
Yeah,
can get paid on TikTok. Like if you get like I don't know how much it is per like 1,000. It's like every 1,000 streams, it's some amount of money. Whether I think it's actually in dollars. I don't even think it's in cents. I think it's in dollars. I'm probably wrong. Something like that though. But like that's how a lot of these big TikTok creators like make you know, good amount of side cash, because like if they're getting like a million views on every video, like that's adding up. So
yeah.
they're getting money for it. So
Well, I copied and pasted this because I thought this was interesting. It's about streaming, and this is what people make with streaming now. I'm going to go with Spotify first because that's what I mean, you're on all the platforms. Is that correct? You're on Spotify,
yeah.
iTunes, Amazon, all the good
Yep.
stuff. Audible. Well, so
Yep.
for Spotify, royalty rates per stream is 0.00318. Streams required to make $1 is 314.
Yeah.
And then let's see, I'm gonna go to you're on Pandora, right?
Yeah.
Pandora, yeah. 0.00133 royalty rates per stream. You have to stream required to make it $1 is 752. I'm gonna do one more. Sorry, I don't mean to depress you. You weren't even
Rich,
this
you're
depressed when
killing
your
it.
boyfriend cheated on you. It's a joke. It's a joke. Too soon?
That's a clip I'm gonna put on TikTok. That's the clip I'm gonna put on TikTok. And that's what's gonna go viral, Rich. And that's how we're gonna get our money.
See, together. We have to work together, you and I. We're a
Yeah,
team.
exactly. You
I
just gotta
like it.
pick on me a little bit. It's fine.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The last one is, yeah, I'll do Apple Music.
Yeah.
0.008 royalty rates per stream. You have to stream required to make $1, 125. So people are not making money streaming. It's all about playing music live, I
Yeah.
would think. Before we even get into like what you're doing with the music live and everything, I want to talk more about the song because I know in the past you wrote with songs with Robbie Rosen.
Yeah.
Now, was this song co-written with him as well?
Of course it was.
All right.
I
He,
love Robbie. He's
yeah.
great.
For people who don't remember, he was on American Idol, and the two of you became really good friends, and you two have written several songs together.
Yeah. We did our first song together when I was in 6th grade going into 7th grade. So that summer we did our first song together called Hurricane. And I wrote that about my dad. I don't remember why, because the lyrics literally have nothing to do with that at all. There's nothing like wrong with my father. So I don't know
Yeah.
like why I don't know. Anyway, but so wrote that, and then we did a music video for it, and James Phillips directed the music video. His father, Mark Phillips, is in charge of who sings for the New York Mets at Citi Field. So then Mark asked me if I wanted to audition. And I was like, I mean, I'm a Yankees fan, but sure, I guess why not? And so I ended up auditioning and I got it. So, and then they invited me back 2 other times after that. So I sang for them 3 times. And that was really cool. So,
Yeah, very cool. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. It's just so impressive at that age. You had the mindset to like, all right, I want to write a song. This is what I'm going to write about. And because most kids are like that age, are like, I don't know. Let me talk about playing baseball. Let me talk about picking flowers. You're over there
yeah.
writing these romantic songs at that age. It's really impressive. You're like a child prodigy.
Oh, don't even say that. That's crazy. But thank you. Thank you. But it's so far from the truth.
Uh, Also, modesty is also one of your genes too. Modesty and being humble. So, have you ever written a song on your own without Robbie, or you two always collaborate together?
All my songs that are out, I always like doing it with Robbie
Yeah.
because he's so professional and because he's so knowledgeable about songwriting. Like he's literally the best songwriter I know besides like Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. I mean, I don't personally know them, but like he tells stories when he writes and when he sings. And so I I just feel like he brings out the best qualities of my songwriting working with him because we bounce ideas off each other. Like, well, first I tell him about the situation. I tell him about the scenario, what's going on, who did me wrong, how I'm dealing with it. And then we like kind of think of like key phrases at first that could like play into the scenario. And so for Innocent, for example, like everyone thought that this boy was an angel and he was just top quality and he can never do no wrong and he's a mama's boy and like all this shit. And so just like no, he's not. Like he's not innocent. And like that's what I would say. That's what I said to Robbie. And so then he was like, "It's a good line." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay." So then it became "You Ain't Innocent," and then yeah, now it's called Innocent.
Right. So do you see, is that the process how you do it now? You give him some phrases and then give the phrases to him and he'll come back with a whole song? Or do you go back and forth, say, oh, no, here's a verse. All right, I wrote a couple lines for this, and you like here he writes a verse, and then you sort of change it around to fit what you do. Is that how it works?
I mean, we work together through the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
He comes up with the melody. Like he does that. He does the musicality part of it because
Hmm.
I like he's just the way that he could do melodies is just so bizarre. Like he's just so talented. The way that he could just come up with things on the spot like that, he's crazy and insane in such a beautiful way. And
Yeah.
so, but lyrically, we work together through the whole thing, and we very much have like an equal say in it, in an equal portion of writing. So, um, he very much helps me out a lot. Obviously, the ideas and what's being conveyed is all me, but because that's my story, but Robbie definitely helps me bring it to life. So
Very good. Does he write the melodies with a piano, guitar, or other instrument?
he uses a piano.
Piano?
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good too. Like he's actually insane. I could go on for hours and hours about how much I love and adore Robbie. I really could.
Well, I can see why, because I mean, I've heard the songs you've had so far, and I love everyone gets better and better. That's what I love about. I've seen the progression just from the last, I think I've known you for about a year now, and I could just see like I went back and listened to the older songs and heard the last couple, then I heard this song, and just I love the progression and just I mean you're what 19 somewhere around there, so that's
Yeah.
yeah you have a long way to go in the music world, so th- I'm very
Yeah.
happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Who produced the album or the song?
Well, Robbie vocally produced it,
Okay.
but the producer on the song is BRT. He is a amazing EDM producer and
Mhm.
he has a huge following on like different streaming services, but I feel like the main streaming service is Spotify. I feel like a lot of people just tend to go to that. Um
Mhm.
I mean, I've never had Apple Music, so I don't know what that's like, but I've always had Spotify. Always loved it, always used it. It's great. I just got premium though when my first song, well, my first record deal, Better Without You came out. That was the first time I got like premium Spotify. So I was
Yeah.
dealing with ads for like 4 years straight. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I just did the same thing too, but I had Apple for a while and I liked it, but then I got hacked into my Apple got hacked into, so I had to get rid of that. But so I got Amazon Music, which I did not like at all. I thought just there's so many different stations or things on there, like the 70s, 80s, and they're not even the real artists. They're different, or maybe the same artists but different versions. It wasn't what I expected. So now I have Spotify, and I was doing the same thing as you. I'm over there, so I like to run. So I'm listening. I'm like 5 minutes of ads, and I said I need to get rid of this. So I got rid of Amazon Music, and now I have a Spotify Premium, and I love it. Out of the three that I've had so far, Spotify definitely is the best, I think.
I love Spotify. It's so good. I love it so much. And I love that you could like see the stats
Yep.
too. Like if you click onto an artist, you see like the ranking of their songs in terms of stream level. So
Mhm.
I think that's really cool too, especially because like when people see my name up there and they look at it and they're like, "Damn, she got numbers." Like I just love that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, some of the numbers a little bit earlier, all the, like just for the last year, all the different streams you had, all 172 countries, which I love because this show now is on Spotify, and I do that all the time. I see them like who's watching me in China, who's watching me in Australia. I don't care, but people are watching me in all these different countries. I love it, and I can see what time of the day people are watching most, what day of the week is where I get the most hits. So I definitely love looking at those stats and seeing it's very interesting. Like I don't
I
know
love
who's watching. Yeah, so you can really see more with that. Or anyway, I don't know about some of the other platforms, but with that, I like how you could track everything.
Yeah, me too. Like I have the Spotify for Artists app, so that's where I like take like my daily screenshot of the
Yeah.
streams for the day. And the first week that a song is out, it updates every 2 seconds. So you could see the streams climbing, which is actually insane. So the first week I was like going nuts and I had a field day with that. Oh my gosh. Like when I tell you like every like hour I would go on screenshot and then compare it to the hour screenshot I did before. Like it's just so cool to see how much it climbs.
Yeah.
And so but now that it's after a week, you can only see it once a day. But it was never like that before. They just changed that. Like since March, it's changed. So it's a little frustrating because I like watching the climb.
Oh, I know. I
Love it. I hate having to wait until 8 p.m. every night to see what I got the day before. It's frustrating and I don't like it. But
I think you need to write a song about that.
I should. I really should. I feel like everybody who uses Spotify will gladly thank me.
I
I
think
really do.
I will be the spokesperson. Thank you very much. I'm the spokesperson for everybody that listens to Spotify and
You're
goes on Spotify.
welcome. You're welcome.
So, question for you. The last song we talked about when you were on the show last April, you had your songs playing in the mall, in some of the stores.
Yeah.
What about this song? Or is that going to be playing?
I don't know. I haven't been anywhere. I mean, honestly, it's December. It's gonna be all
Yeah.
Christmas music.
Yeah, oh
So
yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything. But I didn't expect anything hearing Wreck in Aeropostale last November. Like that's crazy. Like
Mhm.
that's like it's just so weird because like you're just in there, you hear your voice and no one knows that's you. It's like such a surreal feeling,
Yeah.
but I love it. So, yeah.
And just refresh my memory on this. Did you actually send them the song, or you just happened to be walking through the mall and you're like, "Wait a minute, is that me?" Like, how did they? Because did they get through the label, the
I
song?
mean, you could just play it off of like services.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
not the stream.
So, yeah, I just I wasn't even in there. My friend texted me and sent me a video and was like, is this your song? I was like, yeah. What are you doing? And she was like, I'm in the Danbury Mall, Aeropostale, and yeah. I was like, oh, that's wow, okay.
Yep.
And then after that, I tried going to like different like Aeropostales to like see,
Yeah.
and um they said like I talked to one of the people that was like working, and I was like, I don't even remember exactly what I asked them, but it was along the lines of like, how do you guys pick music to play in the store?
Hmm.
And they were just like, oh, we get a CD every like we get a CD for the month.
Yeah.
And it plays for the month. And so I don't know. So it played for a month in Aeropostale, like across the nation, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That is very cool. So you release singles at a time, or how many songs do you have released now?
Um, 4 record deal songs, so
Okay.
4 songs that are signed to record labels, but then
Okay.
including Hurricane, it would be 5.
Okay.
But I don't really count Hurricane, even though I
Yeah.
should. It's the only song that has a music video, but you know what I mean. You get it.
No, I get it. I get it. We, you know, I know how the business works. It's not my first rodeo.
No, it's not.
So the question I have for you then, are you ever going to release a full album? Because I want to tell you, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I've been talking to a lot of different musicians, and they said that their label or Spotify, more like the streaming services, prefer singles. They don't want full albums. And a couple of the artists I spoke with said they would rather have released a full album, go on tour for a while, then they can learn new things, have new experiences, and that will give them more inspiration to write other songs instead of like writing a song every month, because they wanted at least once released per month. So with you, are you ever thinking of coming out with a full album and just taking a break for a while, or are you just going to keep on going with single and then another single next month, the month after that another single?
Um, I don't. I actually haven't really thought about it. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I want to write another song, but I don't know what to write it about. I mean, I do have an idea because a lot of girls my age are not nice people, and so that's something I've been struggling with for a little bit this year. But so that's something I want to bring, and I started writing one, but um in terms of actually coming out with it, I don't know what to do
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Robbie because I it'll only be a song if Robbie says it's a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever come up with an idea and he just said, no, that's not going to work?
No, never.
Never. So you two are like in sync. I love it. And
He helps
unfortunately,
he of course helps me tweak it a bit,
yeah, of
but
course.
no, he's such a good mentor, co-writer, producer. He's amazing.
Yep.
And he's an amazing singer himself, and he has a bunch of songs out too. And his stats are crazy for
Yeah.
the year. So he's very, very talented and successful. He's great.
Well, I'm just afraid you seem a little too happy. I just don't think that could happen. For the
Oh,
people that love your music, we cannot see you this happy.
Rich. Oh, this is a show, Rich. This is for the camera. This is
This is
a joke.
the Claw's Corner is more than just entertainment. It's also therapy.
True. It is, okay. So, it's just I don't think that this is something that we can really I don't feel too
Just
comfortable
me
with
and you. Nobody else is listening. Come on. You can
it.
tell
I
me.
mean, it'll be talked about. It's gonna be on Spotify and YouTube and
Yep.
everything else that you're all the other streaming platforms that the Claws Corner is
Yep.
on. So I don't really I don't feel too comfortable talking about it right now. We'll wait till the camera's off. It's fine.
Okay, we'll definitely. As soon as the camera's off, you and I can have a real talk. So it's just, I'm just happy that you're not as happy as you seem.
Me
Only
too.
because I'm being selfish for myself because I love your music and I want to hear more music. Has nothing to do with you wanting you to be unhappy. I just want to be happy when you're unhappy because like that was it the Barry Manilow song, "Can't Smile Without You." It's like
Yeah.
I'm glad when you're glad. It's like I'm glad when you're sad.
Mhm. Mhm. It makes for great songwriting. It does.
I know.
Unhappiness is the root of amazing music.
We're going to talk about a couple people. One, you mentioned Taylor Swift. I want to get into her because she is just having the best year for anybody since probably the Beatles. I've never seen anything like that. But I didn't want to get into her yet. I want to talk about somebody else that I like too, Miley Cyrus. Last time
Love
we
her.
were talking about me too. We were talking about flowers. and that was a song about how she was dating Liam Hemsworth. She released a
Mhm.
song on his birthday. It's a breakup song. I love that, and I love the video. So, did you have any inspiration from that song? Did you like go to it and or just everything was through your own experiences, obviously? But I mean, did you like look at that video and said, I could do something like that?
I mean, I admire her songs and I admire that song specifically so much, but I never really like looked at it as um like inspiration for this. Like
Yeah,
I this really was just through my own experience.
yeah,
But now that you think about it, yeah, I could have definitely used that for inspiration too.
yeah. Well, you know what I like about her? It's because which it seems like a lot of some artists do, like Lady Gaga does this, but she sings in different genres. Like I love her versions of Blondie, Heart of Glass, Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. She also did, I mean, I know it's her godmother, but Dolly Parton's Jolene. So I told the fact she could do country, she could do rock, she could do metal, any genre she sings in. And I love the fact that the fans actually accept it because unfortunately, I've talked to so many musicians, so many authors who tell me when they have a hit, people only want to hear everything that sounds just like the hit. They don't want to hear anything different because then they think, oh, he or she sold out. Oh my God, they're not the same anymore. They can't write music. They can't write a book. So with you, would you ever consider singing in a different genre that you're not currently in right now?
Yeah. Well, EDM is what all my songs are that are out right now. That's all EDM music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really good way to start a career. And that's a really good way to market yourself. Especially because like EMDI and BRT, who are two producers that I've worked with, they have an amazing following to their name. So when their fans listen to their music and they listen to the song that I'm singing, those are now my fans and my listeners on Spotify and streaming services. So, it's a really good way to market yourself.
Yeah,
But my favorite, most favorite genre ever to sing, to listen to, everything is R&B. And I
R&B.
would love to do an R&B song. Like that's just so my voice. Like listening to me talk, like I have a raspy voice. It's a little deeper.
Yeah.
I like but when I sing R&B, like it feels like home. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like when I listen to SZA, Summer Walker, Janae Aiko, like I I fall in love with music all over again because they're all just such amazing artists. It's crazy.
Well,
So,
I was going to ask you that. Like, for those are some of the newer R&B artists. For some of the old timers, do you have any favorites going back to the maybe like 70s, 80s?
yeah.
Not just more of the newer. I love the new R&B stuff too. You know, what's funny? I think you and I talked about this last time. I think to be a good songwriter, you have to be very open-minded and you have to like different kinds of music because you can just take in a little bit of everything. Like for me, I love classical music, I love metal, I love pop, I love rock. I mean, even some country gets on my nerves more than newer country. I like the older country. I like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, like the down and dirty, gritty country. But some of the more like well, I do like Carrie Underwood. I'm not gonna lie that I like her stuff, and she's more
Right.
yeah. So it's just I think that especially being a musician, it's good to be open minded like that and like R&B, like rock, and it gives you a little bit more of a more opportunities to do different things.
Yeah. I mean, I'll listen to anything. I love music.
Yeah.
Like it's a good melody, good lyrics, good artist. My ears will be listening,
Mhm.
but I mean, in terms of like me actually singing R&B is definitely my favorite ever. I love it so much. So good.
Have you
It's
ever talked to Robbie in the what's the company EM or the what's the company you work for or where you're
it's no company, but it's like are you talking about like the producers?
yeah who's the producer? I'm sorry, my mind went blank on that.
It's
BRT.
BRT. It can be different for every song though, the producers. So,
Okay. Have you ever
but
talked to him about doing some R&B songs or you just not yet?
I mean, I really want to get like a bigger following
Yeah.
for like I want to like right now like yes, my stats are amazing, but I really do think that it's I mean, a good amount of people listen to it because like they know me, but the majority of the listeners are from EMDI and from BRT for my other songs and Innocent. So, it's just I think sticking with EDM for a little bit and
Yeah.
keeping on with amazing people who like they're giving me, not giving me, but working with them is giving me an amazing following, so to speak. It's just I don't know exactly who, like they're probably just listening to like EMDI, like,
Yeah.
or they're definitely just listening to BRT. It's just my voice that happens to pop up on the track.
Yeah. No,
So
I definitely know what you're saying. I mean, it's only 172 countries. I could, I love you. I love you going for world domination.
I see, I yeah.
No, I know, but I really do know what you're saying, and just stick with this for now, and then it's gonna give. I mean, if you're already having stats like this right now at 19 years old, so imagine like 5 years from now what it's gonna be like. So you'll be able to. There's gonna be a time and a place where you're gonna be able to be like a Taylor Swift and just call your own shots and do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I wish. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the goal. And like TikTok is honestly such a good way to promote yourself because like you never, like you could post the stupidest video and it could get 14 million views.
Hmm.
Or but then at the same time, like if you put like so much thought and effort into a video, it could get like 2,000 views. So like it really, like you don't know, but that's what's so intriguing about it because like one day you could post something, like I could post my music and it could go absolutely viral. Like you never know. So I really hope that the TikTok odds are in my favor when I continue posting about my song a little bit. So, oh, I got to tell you, or maybe I did. I don't know. I'm singing for UConn next week.
Oh, you didn't. You never told me. What day? Wait, like right now it's December 3rd for people watching this. Might hopefully will be or be released by then.
It's gonna be on December 9th, so
Okay.
Saturday. Yeah.
All
So I'm
right.
the men's basketball team.
It's fine. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in New York that day, but I wanted to ask you about that because last time we spoke, I said I have some place. I want to get some places. I really want to go out and see if we can get some places for you to play. And I do have some things in mind. And I will talk to you about that after the show. But have you, besides doing the national anthem or playing, what are you going to be singing at UConn? Is it the national anthem, or are you going to be singing one of your songs?
The national anthem.
All right, no, that's good. But have you been performing your songs live anywhere?
Um, no.
Okay, well, no, that's going to be
You know,
coming next.
I sang Rec live on Channel 3 last year, but not this year. Nothing,
Okay,
no.
well, this year it's good. This year we're going for Channel 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Oh, another thing, I'm a journalism major.
wow, congratulations. Wow, a lot has changed. It's only been a couple months since I've talked to you, and it seems like a lot has changed.
I changed my major. I was like, I can't do rad tech because I feel like that's just like not me. I feel like just sitting in the back and pressing buttons for my day is just not
Nah.
my style. So, in like journalism, like it really is. Like I'm a good writer. So, I do the school newspaper and everything, so that's fun.
All
And
right.
I love it. I get to meet a bunch of different people and go to different events on campus and interview them and cover the events. But obviously, my goal is to be an on-screen newscaster. So
Oh yeah.
I'm excited because hopefully that would, and the goal is for hopefully in New York or Boston, like one of the bigger cities around here. So that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. That's one of the things I love most about this show. I met so many interesting people I would never even know anything about. And I get a chance to have a conversation with them like you and I are doing right now. And I become friends with some of them. It's just, I love that. So I could definitely see, just from what I know of you, the couple times I've, spoke with you, I could definitely see you doing that kind of work. So for you, what kind of articles or what kind of journalist do you want to be? Do you want to do like on the spot reporter where you're going to different countries and just, or I know eventually you want to be a news anchor or
Yeah. I mean, honestly, whatever they like, whatever it takes to get me to that place,
yep,
like, it's gonna benefit me in my career. I really don't care what like job I'm gonna have to have or what I'm gonna have to get
yeah,
to that point. I just want to get to that point. It's like a step ladder almost, because like getting like that's the top of the journalism chain. I
yeah,
mean, there's a bunch of different branches, but in terms of like on-screen communications, but Yeah, I think it would be great. And I really could see myself doing that. And like when I told my mom I wanted to switch my major to that, she was so for it because she went to school for TV radio broadcasting.
Hmm.
And she did radio though. But yeah, so she's very supportive of that and me in that. So it's exciting.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you. Well, let's promote your mom a little bit because where was she on radio? I'm curious.
Um
Do you remember? Because I worked in radio for about 5 6 years. I was on WCCC 106.9. Then I was on a couple AM stations, 1240 WWCO, your hometown favorite, and WNTY. And then now which WAPJ, it's one of the best stations. The reason I love that, it's more of like, it's all volunteers, that station. But the fact is you could basically do what you want and you could have any kind of music. It's like more of the other stations are way, especially now, are so corporate. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you have to write and say, why didn't you do this? It really took the fun out of it. So that's why I love WAPJ, even though it's right now, that's just a hobby, but this show is heard in that station as well. So it's the reason I'm asking, because I was wondering if I was in radio around the same time your mother was.
I think she was on, oh geez, I don't know. It was either 95.7
I could definitely picture that.
or
No,
96.5, one of the
okay.
two, I
Oh,
think.
very.
Or it might have been another one and I'm just making shit up, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the two.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna do any
I mean,
fact checks. Oh yeah,
I don't even know. I want to look it up.
she was the morning show for the biggest station in the state. We'll just stick with that one.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right.
But,
So how'd you get the UConn gig?
my momager.
The momager. I love it.
Um, well, she like submitted me
Yeah.
and they loved my credentials and they loved my videos and they said that I had great talent, which is okay. But that's what they said. And so they invited me to sing.
All right. Let's talk about Taylor Swift then, because I mean, are you a Swiftie?
I'm not.
You're not. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love her music. I think that she's an amazing artist. I very much value her songwriting
Yeah.
more than
That's what I
any.
wanted to talk to you about, because I wanted to see what is the allure of her. I mean, I think she's good, but the one thing I do like about her is that she does write her own songs. Like unlike, but it's funny because I'm doing I don't know if you ever heard of the band called the Carpenters. And you probably know their songs if you don't know who they are. There's some, yeah, but they're a band, brother and sister. They made so many great songs, like maybe songs you would know. We've only just begun. Sing. If I bet you if I play it, you would know it. And the reason I'm bringing them up, I'm getting ready to do an interview, and I grew up listening to that with my mother. I had no idea that they did not write any of their songs at all. Paul Williams, who was a great songwriter, wrote all their songs. One song was a bank commercial they saw on TV, and they just changed the melody around. So it's funny, like when people make fun of music now, saying, "Oh, nobody writes their songs anymore." This went on a lot in the 50s, 60s, and 70s as well. But it's just, I mean, I'm a perfect example. Do you know who Carole King is? I know,
Yeah,
yeah, she is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for songwriting and performing, because her first half of her career, she just wrote songs for other people. So, but I
I mean,
do have a lot of respect for Taylor because she does take the time to write her own music.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, I mean, a lot of like writing is its own talent as singing as is its own talent.
Yeah.
So like it's not, I mean, obviously a lot of people that are famous tend to have both, but I really think like if you are just a writer, like go you. And if you're just a singer, like that's fine. So like I mean, I understand I guess why like listeners would be like, "Damn, they didn't even write this." Like I get that, but at the same time like I get it. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I don't, my mind just went, like, this is what I mean. Like, singers sometimes, like, they can't write because this happens in their brain and their brain just goes floop, 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 and they can't continue their
Oh,
sentence. So that's why, and I get it. That's fine.
no, yep. That's why I have pages and pages of notes, because if I didn't have these, you and I'd have a 5 minute conversation.
I always wondered that, but I write out all my notes before I go to interviews too, like when I'm interviewing for the newspaper and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I were to show you like my journalism notebook, crazy.
Yeah, but see, I think it's good because it's not even really questions. I just have little little word, like 2 or 3 words, and they'll say, "Okay, let's talk about this," and then you and I will just have a conversation. It makes, instead of more me going, "So, Lexi, what is the allure of Taylor Swift?" I'll write Taylor Swift down, and I know exactly what I want to talk about. So with her, I mean, like I said, I've really never seen her live, obviously, so I'm not going to pay $3,000 for a ticket. But I did want to see the movie just to check it out. But I've never seen, I mean, in a long time, where just somebody broke out like that. I just came down the other day. I had to. This is another thing I started doing too on my phone. It said the streaming service announced, this is Spotify, your favorite, announced over the weekend on social media that the singer has become the most streamed artist in a single day in Spotify history. In 1989, Taylor's version became Spotify's most streamed album in a single day this year. Swift replaced herself as the most streamed artist holder a year after she captured the title back in October 2022. So it's just impressive. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I know it's a lot of times with music, you never know what's sort of like with videos on TikTok. You don't know what's going to click, what people are going to like. It's like, it just have to be right place, right time. I mean, I always make this comment. I said, if the Beatles ever tried to come out maybe 4 years later, they never would be what they are now. They just happen to be at the right place, right time. Same thing with Nirvana and grunge. People wanted to change. They were sick of hair metal. Bam, they came out and they became an instant hit. So I'm thinking maybe that's sort of what's happening with her.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And I admire her so much. Like her talent is actually crazy.
Yeah,
Um, like I watched a lot of like her concert videos and her stage presence too. Like she has such a like awe to her.
yeah.
Like she's just great.
Yeah, and she seems. I mean, we don't know because you and I have never met her, but she seems like such a genuine, nice person. I think actually, I do know someone that works for her. I met him and I was talking to him, and she gave him a huge bonus. I mean, yeah. So he does lighting for her, and he wasn't lying because he had pictures of those two together. Then he had pictures. He works with Beyonce. He worked at all these different big artists.
Set me up.
You know what?
Set me up.
As I was saying that, I said, you know what? I'm going to get you two in touch. And we get him in touch with you because
Oh, Rich, what is wrong with you? Why have you not promoted me
oh,
at all right now? Like what? What?
I feel like I not only let you down, but I let myself down. So
Ah,
I'm gonna make this happen.
see what you do.
Oh,
Oh,
no, no, listen. I definitely know where to find this person, and when I see him next time, I'm gonna say, you know what? I have the next big superstar, Lexi
oh,
White.
okay. That's a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch. Thank you. Thank you. But no.
Well, another artist I want to talk about was I saw her in concert. I was kind of disappointed because she has an awesome voice, and unfortunately, she used a lot of tracks. I'm talking about Pink. I saw Pink in
Really?
yeah, in Philadelphia, and I was so disappointed because and people were saying, "Oh, well, you know what? She likes to do a lot of acrobats on stage." I'm like, I don't care. I said, if I want, I can just listen to the album, do jumping jacks at home. If I really want that to happen, and the two best songs she sang were she did Pat Benatar song, Heartbreaker, and she did a tribute to Sinead O'Connor because she sat by the piano, she just sang, and she was great. But I mean, when she was dancing around, I'm like, boy, she sounds really good. And then she has the mic and she's laughing, and the song's still playing. So it's like I couldn't tell what was live and what wasn't. So from that face, I'm guessing you have the same opinion that I do.
I mean, I don't I mean, if you're an artist and you're like gonna be dancing on stage too, like take like Britney Spears for example.
Yeah.
Like she didn't actually sing live. Like
Oh, I know.
yeah, but I mean, I think the entertainment aspect of it is just as important too
Yeah.
as singing. And I mean, Pink did end up sitting down at the piano and played a ballad, so it gave you that aspect that you were expecting. But like I feel like a lot of people they do expect like a lot. But otherwise, if you like I don't understand why they can't just sing themselves and then have backup dancers.
No, well, that's exactly what I was going to say next. She had, no exaggeration, I think 8 background dancers and singers, probably more dancers, but at least 8 singers. I said, if she wants to dance around, they can sing backup while she's dancing around, then she can come in and sing. I'd rather have it sound less perfect and she's having fun and sound a little bit more raw and energetic because instead of just sounding so polished when she's dancing around stage. Because I said it's more like her. I mean, you probably don't remember this, but in Lake Compounds back in '91, I think it was. Remember? Did you ever hear of a band called Milli Vanilli? All right,
Mm.
you have to look that up. Lake Compounds. They were these two guys that could barely speak English. They had so many hits. They were at Lake Compounds when they used to have concerts there, and the track skipped, and they were laughed out of the business. Found out it was like two old white guys. They just had the look of a star, so they lip sync. They were the guy. One of the guys ended up committing suicide because he tried to go on tour and sing on his own, and he just got laughed even harder at, and he just couldn't take all the pressure, and he killed himself. So, and then of course you remember Jessica Simpson's sister when
Yeah.
she was on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you remember that. She did the same thing. Everybody's giving her hell about it. It's like, you know what? Why are these people getting flack? And people like Pink are superstars, Madonna, Britney Spears, and they can do whatever the hell they want. So I think there's like a double standard. Because I do agree with you. I like entertainment, and I like being entertained. If I want to just see them sing at a piano, then I can listen to the album at home. But that's why I like have fun. Doesn't have to be perfect. Mess up a little bit, just laugh it off, and I don't know. To me, that's more fun, I think.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree with you. Yeah.
So, right. So another opinion I have question, or this is another one. I brought this up. Have you ever heard of Poison? It's an 80s band. Talk Dirty to Me. You might know some of their songs. I interviewed the guitar player from his solo band, the singer from Poison, and he got mad at me when I asked him this because one of his best friends is Vince Neil from Motley Crue. And I said, what are bands? What do you think? I said, people like Vince Neil are using teleprompters on stage. And he goes, well, who cares about that? They could do that. What's your opinion on that? If people using teleprompters on stage, they're only, for me, I'll tell you my opinion first, and I'm not trying to influence anybody, but when your only job is to learn your own songs and go out and entertain people, you shouldn't have to have a teleprompter on stage. That's just my opinion.
That's the right opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. Because for some reason, well, I know why he got so angry, because I wasn't even trying to put Vince Neil down, but he just took that as such an insult. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. But I just think that
I,
it's not like you where you're going to school, you're doing so many other things, and doing music right now is a part-time thing. It's not like your only job is music. You have so many other things going on, but you learn your own songs. I bet you if somebody asked you to sing tomorrow, you could, all right, and you knew the song. So
yeah. I
all
could
right.
do it for you right now. I'm not going to, but I could.
You
You
could
know.
what? I
I said
missed.
I could do it for you right now. I'm not going to, but I
Ah,
could. Like, you know.
well, you know what? I definitely I wish I could make it to UConn, but please keep me updated anytime you play out. I do follow you on Instagram, so I try to see what you're doing. But I definitely want to see you perform live, and I'm going to get some places for you too. And
Okay.
not to mention Taylor Swift's employee.
Oh my God, if I were to tell my friends this, they would actually scream. They would actually scream.
Yep.
That's crazy. Imagine, like, Rich, just like envision this right now. Like Taylor Swift in her opener, Lexi White.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy. That's
Yes. And you know what? It, if sometimes when people say you just envision it and it'll come true. So let's say right now I'm seeing Taylor Swift with Lexi White. We're gonna make this happen.
no words.
Another person you mentioned was Olivia Rodrigo, and
Oh, I like
well, it's funny because who introduces me to most of this music is our mutual friend
Jillian.
Jillian. Yes, I love Jillian, and she always gets me like, she goes, Rich, you gotta listen to this. You gotta listen. 'Cause most of these times, I mean, obviously, I've heard of Taylor, I've heard of Miley Cyrus, but she goes, did you ever hear of Olivia Rodrigo? No. And then a couple other people, she did the same thing too. But Olivia, I love. I can't remember that one song. People were saying that it was copying Elvis Costello, who was a rocker from the probably 60s and 70s. And even he said, he goes, everything is borrowed. I think it's an original song. I think she's great. I love the way she rocks out, but then she can do a slow song.
I don't know what song you're talking about. Maybe Brutal?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
brutal. That was like the big song. And I guess people were trying
Oh,
to say she was ripping off this big, which if you look up, I bet you, no, he's another one I think you would know, Elvis Costello. And he said, no. He goes, I think that this is definitely an original. She's not ripping me off at all. But you know how people are always trying, whenever you're on top, that's when you know you're on top, when people try to push you down and just tear you apart because they're jealous. If nobody's talking about you, that means you're not at the top.
I'm not at the top, and people are still doing this.
I bet you, you know what? I'm just knowing your age group. I'm sure there's a lot of jealousy going on. Like, I don't know the stories yet. We'll talk off the air for Rich Share therapy session.
How much do I have to pay you for an hour?
Not at all. No, this the first one. It's all pro bono. It's all free.
Okay, okay, got you.
I
Just
wouldn't do
making
that.
sure.
Just don't. I don't tell everybody this because everybody's gonna expect free therapy from me too. But you're the only one.
Okay, well,
'Cause
thank you.
we got that connection.
You do. Okay,
You know what
but
got me mad too? So, did you ever hear of Courtney Love? She was married to Kurt Cobain, who was in Nirvana. Did you ever hear of Nirvana? Okay,
yes.
so she used to be in a band called Hole, and she was in a rap band, and she had this album cover, and she's saying, "Oh my God, Olivia Rodrigo ripped me off," and I was like, "Really? You think that Olivia Rodrigo said this is going to be the album cover? I want it to be just like this?" She probably had zero say in that at all. And I said, "Really? You're going to pick on this? However old she is? Like, was isn't she your age or a little bit old? No, probably younger, right?
No, she's 20.
Oh,
I
20.
think
Okay, so it is about your age.
one.
So, and Courtney Love's probably in her 50s. You're gonna bully a 20-year-old over like, oh my God, she's ripping me off. I think she's wanted more attention. Courtney Love wanted more attention, but it just actually brought more attention to Olivia, which is great.
I love Olivia Rodrigo. Like I started watching her in Bizarre on Disney Channel,
Oh yeah.
and, and I loved her on that. But then when she was on High School Musical, the musical, the series, I started watching that my sophomore year of high school, and I was obsessed with it. Like that was all I would watch during COVID was that. And then she had Driver's License come out as her debut
Hmm.
single. Um, that came out in January 2021, I want to say, because I'm pretty sure it was my junior year.
I think that's when I started getting into her. When did
Yeah.
Brutal come out? Was that 2021?
Yeah, that was in like that April or May when the
Yep.
album came out.
That
So,
was when I first heard of her, and that was the first song I heard. I said, right, the first 5 seconds, I said,
mhm,
I'm a fan. I mean, it
yeah.
just kicks you right
Intro,
away.
that,
Just
that intro,
yeah.
get. And playing that shit in the car, oh, even better.
I was the only one. It was midwinter, and I'm sweating because I was dancing around so much. Just that's such a great song. Have you had a chance to see any of these people in concert?
Um, no. I was gonna go to SZA this
Ah,
year. SZA is one of my top artists ever. Love her to death. Like like my heart like skips a beat when I think about her. But I love um I was gonna go to one of her concerts in October,
yeah,
but my friend that I was gonna go with, she couldn't end up going, so then we just didn't go.
yeah.
But I wish I could go see SZA. But the only other concerts I've been to were Big Time Rush, which I love, favorite band ever, love them to death. Big Time Rush, and then I went to Chris Brown and Lil Baby,
Ah,
and I went to Pitbull.
where
I
was
love
that?
Pitbull was at Mohegan Sun.
Okay.
I think it was Mohegan. It was either Mohegan or Foxwoods. And then yeah.
Well, you know what I feel bad about is because luckily when I was young, a concert was. I remember going to the Hartford Civic Center, which is now the XL Center, for $15, and they raised the ticket price to 20. I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're ripping me off." Now that would be. I mean, I saw so many great bands. Now I'm not. There's no way I'm going to pay $1,000, $2,000 to see a 2-hour show. I don't care who it is. It's just even when I think I talked to you about this last time. One of my favorite musicians of all time or songwriters is Paul McCartney. I love the Beatles and I love Paul McCartney's solo stuff. I think I paid $150. Even I felt bad paying that. It's just I feel bad for kids now who want to see their favorite artists. And I mean, it's more about the parents. Like if I have to take out a HELOC on my home so I can send you to the concert.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like the SZA tickets were crazy expensive, like
Yeah,
crazy expensive. Um, and like it's like that for all the concerts, so
yeah.
it's I hate it. It sucks. Like if I were to go on tour, if I were to ever go on tour and like I had like a crazy amount of fans, I would not make the tickets. Like I would make like floor seats be $100,
Yeah, and I think
but
that's
every
fair.
like going all the way back to like the nosebleeds, like if you were in like the back row, I would make that $15.
Yeah, I mean,
It
well,
should
perfect
can't
example
pay
is
$200 for a last row seat.
yeah. I mean, an example of that was for Pink. I can't remember how much it was, but I was in the Philadelphia Phillies stadium, way up
Mm.
there. So I'm not even watching the concert. I'm watching the screen. So I'm really, because I could see her on stage. Obviously, I wasn't that far away, but still, I mean, when you're that far, where you have to actually see what's going on by watching the screen, they shouldn't be that much. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. I mentioned, where did you said Olivia was on what show? High School the Musical? High School Musical?
High School Musical, the
Yeah.
series.
Well, you know, it's funny because are you a fan of Drake? Okay, I guess that's a yes.
He doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna be married. I love Drake. I love Aubrey Drake Graham so much. So
Right. The reason I bring him up was years ago. I don't know if you ever heard or have seen the show Degrassi High. It's a Canadian show. Okay. Well, I used to love that show. And I remember seeing this kid that got shot in the back. He's in a wheelchair. And it's this kid, who's this rapper wannabe? I'm laughing because I had no idea. I didn't know. I thought it was just an actor for the show. And a couple of years later, I said, oh, wait, that's the guy from Degrassi High. Wait, I didn't realize he was a real singer.
I love Drake. And like honestly, like actors that turn into musicians, like it's a great segue because I feel like you could be I feel like it's a lot easier to be an actor turned to a singer than a singer turned to an actor, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
No, it does. I mean, perfect example is Elvis, who they tried to put in movies, but he just all he did was, as Eddie Murphy always makes the jokes, he just sang his lines. So Elvis, we're gonna win this race. We're gonna win this race. Like he really never acted. He just sang his lines. But then you have, and what you just said is it sounds like the start of your career too. I mean, you were acting in movies with a good old Uncle Ed Asner.
No big deal.
No big deal. Just, you know, just Lou Grant. Nobody
You
that big.
know, Mary Tyler Moore, no big deal,
Yeah, exactly. So you know, I mean, if Drake's any indication of how your career is going to go, you're following the right footsteps.
I mean, I hope to do more acting. I actually want to get more into that again. I want to start going on auditions again because I haven't done that in a very long time. So, like the last role I booked was I was gonna be like one of the lead characters in this like zombie film,
Ah, I would love that.
but then it got shut down because of COVID because
Ah,
we were gonna start filming in that April and then obviously COVID hit in that March, so we couldn't film and then it just like never got like rebooted, I guess.
can you
So
say who the writers and producers were? Do
I
you know?
actually don't I have no idea.
The reason I'm asking because your brother, who I interviewed, Tyler, he was in a movie with these local film producers, and I was going to have them on the show. Became friends with one of them, and I know they just came out with a couple of horror movies. That's why I was wondering if it was the same people. I can't remember what his name is now, because it's been several years. But they live in Connecticut. What was that?
I said I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no, was the film in Connecticut? Was it local movies or local movie producers, or was it more? Was it in Hollywood?
no, not in Hollywood,
Oh,
but I
okay.
have no idea where it was. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. I actually haven't thought about it until like just now. So
Oh,
it's been a minute. It's been a bit.
yeah.
I kind of want to get back into that again. I think that would be really cool. And like I love like that kind of scenery. And like it's so different being around like singers and like musicians and then compared to like people in the film industry. Like it's really different, but they're both so great. And I haven't been around this side in a very long time, so I really want to get back into that. My dad's actually doing a hockey film in Massachusetts and
Ah,
he leaves for that I think tomorrow. So he's gonna do that.
and he's a
And
producer. Is that correct?
he's an assistant director and producer. I'm pretty sure he's producing this, I
Okay.
think. But yeah, so he's gonna have to go to Mass and do that there. And I can't tell you. Damn it.
No, secret. Don't stop right there.
Well, I was just gonna fangirl so hard, but now I can't.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have you back for a third time. We'll talk about that in the next
I
interview.
I think I should just come back every single time I have a song come out.
No, that is true. I love talking. I mean, you and I have been talking for probably an hour and 10 minutes already, and
Oh my God, really?
yeah, we started.
Holy.
Oh no, sorry, 6:30. So now, yeah, now we're 10 minutes. So just the fact that I think that's gonna be it. You're gonna be like a every time you have a song, first stop is the Claus Corner.
No, that was literally the first thing I told you earlier, but like the
Yeah,
first thing when we were talking about like this song was we have to go back to Rich Sear.
I
So
love it. Thank you, Momager. Keep me in
thanks,
mind.
Manager. Oh yeah.
So, I know you said you have some ideas. We were talking about the Mean Girl song. Do you have any lyrics written at all? Any melodies in mind, or is it just put in the back burner for now?
I do have some things written. I
Okay.
do have some things that like little like audio recordings of like me recording melodies and stuff. So um got those. But I definitely have to put more time into it. I
Yeah.
think I could end up writing the whole thing, but it's just I very much trust Ravi's um intellectual abilities and I trust him with my songwriting life. So um
It's
I
worked so
definitely
far. It's worked out very well.
pretty good. Just a little bit.
You know what? If they say if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. So,
True. Mm-hmm.
all right. So hopefully, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that song sometime soon. I know you have a lot of things on your plate. So I don't know if we talked about this last time. We've talked about it a little bit here, where there's a difference between best musician and best performer. So for you, do you have a
Yeah.
best musician slash best performer? And it doesn't have to be the same person. Like I'll give you an example. Some people brought up for best in the past. Other musicians brought up for best performer would be one Prince, Michael Jackson. Somebody brought up the Beatles. I'm trying to think of different people, other artists I asked this question for. So for you, who would be some of your favorites?
Um, I think best performer, Katy Perry,
Oh, yes.
Lady Gaga.
Yes. Very
Um,
good. And she's another one who loves to act.
McRae. Tate McRae. She's an amazing performer.
Wait,
I
that
haven't
one I don't know the last one. Who's that?
You don't know Tate McRae?
No. Oh, I just lost my street cred.
Yeah, Rich. She is blowing up currently, like right now. She has an album coming out on December 8th. I'm like one of her like super fans. I love her. Like my heart also skips a beat for her as it does for SZA. Um, and she's very in tune with her fans and she like teases a new song every now and then and as soon as her friends are like or as soon as her fans are saying we want this song like she will put it out like the next week like she's
Wow.
very like listening to her fans um but like her music is great and she's an amazing dancer and she started off dancing and so she she's definitely an amazing performer. She's like definitely one of my favorite performers of like I guess like my generation of musicians because and her voice is very unique too. Like just the way it sounds. Like it's not anything that anyone could ever achieve purposely. Like it's she's just so unique. Um yeah, I love her a
All
lot.
right. Well, you know what? I'm sure after this interview, I'm going to check her out, and I'm sure next time we talk, I'm going to say, you know what? I love her too.
Yeah.
I definitely. What kind of music is it? Is it?
Um it's more like pop, but some of her songs have a little bit of like a rock aspect to it.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little like EDM-y.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays like a lot of different songs have different genres all comprised together to make like an artist like signature sound.
Yeah.
Like Rodrigo, like she did a more rock type song, Brutal, and like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So now, what about best musician?
um SZA,
Yeah.
Ariana
Hmm.
Grande, Summer Walker, Shanae Aiko, um Adele,
Oh yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh yeah. Uh, All great choices.
Honest, I could go on and Brent Faiyaz.
Yep.
Mm,
I think it's funny. I think for performer slash musician together, I think two that could fit both molds would be Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga. So
oh yeah,
I love their stage presence. I love the fact that they make the show fun. And I love the fact that they can also sing different genres. Like the best example is I don't know if you saw this, but Lady Gaga got up on stage with Metallica, I think it was the Grammys a couple years ago. You got to check it out on YouTube. But James Hetfield, who's the singer of Metallica, his mic went out. So she took the mic, stage diving, singing. I said, you know what? That was the best Metallica ever sound. I wish his mic was out all the time. I said, I loved it with Lady Gaga singing. And she's another one. She is a great actress. I loved her in well, she was in that movie, obviously A Star is Born, but she was in another movie. I can't remember. It was all about the oh my God, my mind went blank on it, but I didn't even realize it was her until halfway through the movie. She plays one of the main characters. She plays the wife. And I said, oh, that's Lady. I knew she was in the movie, but I didn't even recognize her. She's such a great actress.
Yeah, she's great. And you know, well, you already knew this, but I worked with one of her producers.
Hmm.
So, like every time someone like talks about Lady Gaga or anytime that I hear one of her songs,
Yep.
specifically from the album Fame, which is the album that Earl Cohen produced and won a Grammy for, like it just makes me like get all like weird because it's like how am I like one person away from Lady Gaga? Like that's weird. But now I'll be two people away from Taylor Swift.
Exactly. And you know
Well,
what?
right
And
now I am two people away. Then
it-
I'll be one person away when get in touch with him.
and pretty soon it's going to be pushing Taylor off the stage. Hi, I'm Lexi White. How are you? I can't wait to see until you two are doing a duet together.
I would cry. I wouldn't be able to sing because I'd be crying.
Well, speaking of collaborations, do you have a dream collaboration? If you could ever, I'm guessing you mentioned the same artists over and over again. So like for best performer, best art. So I'm guessing some of those artists you would like to do a duet with or collaborate with, write a song with.
I mean, honestly, like if I were to do a collab singing wise,
Yeah,
I would want it to be with a male artist because I
yeah.
feel like having a male and a female voice on one track, I feel like that just builds so much connection. And
Hmm.
I feel like it just makes the song a lot more authentic in a way and very like very great to listen to. I think it just adds a lot of flavor to it. And I would want to say like The Weekend,
Oh yeah,
Brent Faiyaz, Frank Ocean, or
Drake.
Drake, 100 Bull Drake and I, we would have to write a love song, but still doesn't know that we're gonna be married. So, um, I'm gonna be Adonis's stepmom.
All right. We can start with, I already know the song you're going to be singing. Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride.
Look, and I'm wearing white.
Tell you, you are ready for this occasion
I
right
am.
now.
I love it.
You know what? I mean, people say this all the time. Is you have to have the talent, but knowing the right people is also big. I mean, that's why I think when people say, "Oh, they just got this job because they knew this person," but you also have to have the talent because once that opens the door, you have to prove yourself. So I mean, you already have the talent. Now it's just getting in touch with the right people, which it seems like you're already in the right direction.
I mean, I honestly would not have I wouldn't be where I am right now without connections. Like
Yeah,
obviously connections, like they are the way of life, you know, in anything.
exactly.
Musically, time any kind of profession too, almost like but it really is up to you. Like hold on. It's wait, hold on. It's buffering. Give me a second.
Take your
Um
time.
Connections open a door, but it's up to you to walk through. And you can only
Exactly.
do that with the talent and the integrity that you have. And I've been blessed so much from the opportunities that I've had so far in my life and
Hmm.
the things that I've done so far in my life. Um, but uh obviously that comes from me too. I wouldn't be here without connections, but I also wouldn't be here without me. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you know what I love about the fact is you're so grateful for everything that you have. It's not like you expect it or just, like, of course I'm that great. Of course I'm going to get it. I love the fact you're humble and you appreciate everything that has come your way so far. And there's been a lot that's come your way in such a short time. That's what's really so impressive with me. It's
I
just I
mean,
love
yeah.
the fact. I mean, it's only been a couple years, and you're. I mean, I know you were acting at a very young age and different things, but still, the fact that the last couple of years, you really blew up in the music industry with so many different streams being played in malls, people just having the sexy Lexis. You know
And
what?
that's
If
actually with an I.
You know, I want to meet some of these sexy Lexi. So if you're watching the show, please reach out to me. I definitely want to. We gotta get this thing going back again. I'll be in charge. I'll be behind the scenes to get the sexy Lexis back up and running. 'Cause I gotta see who these people are.
Me too. I haven't met any of them. I mean, I follow them, but not met yet.
Yep. Well, here we're gonna say it right now. If and when you get back together, the sexy Lexi promises to perform at one of your conventions. A free live performance from sexy Lexi herself.
Yeah, she's here.
Is there anything that I have not gone over that you want to talk about?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, it's been like an hour and a half almost, so
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no,
I think we covered everything.
yeah. And our last interview was about the same. So I love the idea what you said. Every time you have a new song, first stop, Claw's Corner, we could just discuss anything. That's why I love the fact you and I, and you know what I love too, is because our age difference is so much. You and I have a completely different perspective. So you know a lot of people that I don't know, and I know a lot of a lot of artists that you never heard of. So together, we just cover the whole gambit. we cover it all.
We got all age groups.
Exactly. This show has something for everybody.
It is the Claw's Corner.
Well, before we go though, because I do want to say, because I saw that, I mean, I love the fact that your family is so supportive of each other. And I know your brother, Tyler White, he's also a musician, actor. He's done so many different things. He just had his 21st birthday. I saw that. We'll just give a little plug for him while you're on the show. What's he up to now? Is he singing still? I see some videos of him singing, but.
Is he singing still? I don't think there's like a weekend where he isn't singing somewhere for some event. Like he's amazing. And oh my gosh, this made my heart so happy. So the other day, I was playing like one of my songs and he starts singing along to it and he knew the words and everything and like he said he wants to sing one of them at one of his next singing gigs. So
Wow.
yeah,
I
I
love that.
he's great. He's great. I mean, I might cry again like thinking about it right now. Hold on. I don't know that,
I feel like Barbara Walters trying to make people cry.
but he's great. He has amazing talent too, and he's definitely gonna go far too because he has a really good drive and a passion for music and theater. And he's doing a play too at his school. I don't know what play or when it'll be, but he's doing a lot. So yeah.
Well, you know, I love the fact that doesn't seem like there's any competition between the two of you. It seems like you just have so much support and so much love for each other. You don't see that in a lot of families. Most families are like, oh, well, you know, I'm the singer. What are you doing? Are you trying to ride my coattails or vice versa? So I love the fact that he's so supportive of you. You're so supportive of him. It's almost like are you going to cry?
No.
Oh. I want ratings, damn it. I want ratings. As I was saying, it's a Claw's Corner first. No, Lexi, you really are the best. I love having you on the show. You're such a fun guest, a talented performer, and I cannot wait until your next song comes out so we can do this all over again.
Thank you. Me too.
On a happy note. That wraps up the latest episode of the Claw's Corner. A huge thanks goes out to singer and actress Lexi White for taking time out of her extremely busy schedule to be a guest on my show. You're welcome back anytime. I also need to thank editor extraordinaire John Bristol of Elmwood Productions for always doing a superb job editing the show each and every week and making it available to all on YouTube. I am also extremely grateful to Joseph Timothy Quirk and Rob Bull for all they do to make my show available on several connected radio stations, as well as Spotify, everybody's favorite, Amazon Music, iTunes, Audible, and iHeartRadio. Thank you both very, very much. And lastly, but definitely not least, I need to thank you, the viewer, for always tuning in. Enjoy your day, everyone.